Hey guys, welcome back to Society Code YT. Today I'm going to share some secret information and horrifying facts about America. And trust me, the last one will blow your mind.
We are America, second to none, and we own the finish line.
So make sure you watch this video till the end. Part 1, Dream vs. Reality, my friend. What I'm about to tell you will completely change the way you see America. You've always heard, America the land of dreams, the land of opportunities, but what's the truth? That's what you're about to find out. And believe me, the final point will flip your perspective upside down. The real America is a different story. Immigrants who arrive there quickly realize that life is just another struggle. According to surveys, more than 60% of Americans live paycheck to paycheck. That means whatever money they earn in a month disappears into rent, bills, and basic expenses. If an emergency hits like a car accident or a medical issue, they're left with nothing. Now think about that. The country the world calls the richest can be brought to financial collapse by one small emergency. And the biggest nightmare, healthcare. You can't even imagine how expensive a hospital bill is in the US. If someone has an accident and goes to the hospital without insurance, the bill can run into hundreds of thousands of dollars. Many families lose their entire life savings just to afford a single surgery. That's the reality hidden beneath the shiny malls and glowing billboards, people drowning in medical debt while trying to save their lives. Then there's homelessness. You've probably seen New York or Los Angeles skylines on TV. But do you know that in these same cities, thousands live on sidewalks? And in tents in California alone, over 180,000 people are homeless. Entire tent cities exist under bridges. These are people who once came chasing dreams, but the system left them on the streets. And here's the irony, a country that spends billions sending rockets into space cannot provide roof for its own people. Now let me blow your mind with this one. America spends billions pampering pets. Dogs and cats have luxury hospitals, dietitians, and even spas. Yet human beings sleep on the streets. That's the twisted reality of priorities. In New York City alone, the number of people spending nights in homeless shelters equals the population of a small town. And another hidden trap, student debt. Thousands of young people graduate college only to spend the next decade drowning in loans. The very dream they were sold that education would lift them up becomes a financial trap. This is the dark side of the so-called American dream, and my friend, this is just the surface. If you think money and survival are the only struggles, you're wrong. The real shock comes when you look inside the American mind. Part 2, Inside the American Mind, a society on edge. You might think America's biggest problems are money and housing. But what I'm about to tell you is far more dangerous. The real crisis isn't economic, it's psychological. The mind and soul of American society are breaking apart. In a place you imagine to be the happiest, depression and anxiety are everywhere. Studies show America has some of the highest rates of mental illness in the world. 1 in 6 adults is on antidepressants. Just think about that, a society that markets the happy lifestyle can't function without chemical support. And the biggest reason, loneliness. The family system has collapsed. Kids move out early, relatives live far away, and everyone is stuck in their own bubble. Social media makes it look like life is full of parties and fun, but in reality, Americans are so isolated that researchers call it the loneliest country in the world. In fact, studies say loneliness is now a bigger health risk than smoking or obesity. Then there's addiction. On almost every street corner you can find drugs. The opioid crisis is so severe that thousands die from overdoses every year. Imagine the so-called superpower has hospitals filled with drug overdose cases. And if that wasn't enough, here's the darkest part, mass shootings. Schools, malls, concerts, anywhere. Someone can suddenly pull out a gun and start shooting innocent people. This isn't just about gun laws, it's a psychological collapse. People crushed by pressure, alienation, and anger explode into violence. There are countless stories. An ordinary college student, described as a nice kid, suddenly walking into a university with guns and killing classmates. Why? Because society left him broken, ignored, and filled with rage until one day it all exploded. And the scariest part, these shootings are now common. Parents are afraid to send their kids to school, never knowing when the next tragedy will strike. This isn't just crime, it's a collective mental breakdown. But my friend, this still isn't the deepest layer. The real darkness lies in America's system and politics. Part 3, Politics, Power, and the Hidden Truth. Up to now, you've seen how money is an illusion in America and how minds are collapsing under depression and loneliness. But what I'm about to reveal is more shocking and dangerous than all of that. The real game is controlled by politics, power. America calls itself the world's greatest democracy, but in reality, democracy is just a mask. You may think people vote, choose leaders, and raise their voices, but the truth is billion-dollar corporations and lobby groups decide everything. In the US, money, not people, controls politics, and this isn't just theory. Harvard research shows that public opinion has almost zero effect on lawmaking. Bills are passed based on what corporations want, not what citizens demand. This isn't democracy, it's corporate dictatorship wearing a democratic mask. The media, it's part of the same game. Instead of exposing reality, news channels distract you with celebrity scandals, endless left BS. Right debates and shallow stories. Meanwhile, real issues like healthcare, homelessness, and depression are quietly ignored. People fight each other while those in power sit back and profit. And here's the darkest trick: divide and rule. Democrats vs. Republicans is nothing more than a scripted show. One side sells liberal dreams, the other sells conservative slogans, but both are puppets of the same system. The public fights, but the real players laugh in the background. Foreign policy is another mask. America spends trillions on wars in Iraq, Afghanistan, Ukraine, but can't provide free healthcare for its own citizens. The hypocrisy is shocking, and now comes the ultimate truth. America isn't just a country. It's a brand, a carefully crafted illusion sold to the world through movies, media, and marketing. You're told your life is worthless unless you're part of this brand. But behind the shiny image, ordinary Americans are drowning in depression, drugs, debt, and violence. So think about it, a country that can't even save its own citizens from misery. How can it deliver freedom to the world? My friend, the America you've seen in movies and media was just a mask. The real America is a battlefield. So guys, if this opened your eyes, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon. Join Society Code YE and welcome to the revolution.